All right, hello everyone. This is Paul from SpanishWithPaul.com and welcome to mini course number 9. If you'd like to download the coursebook that goes along with this lesson, there's a link on the screen right now for you to click, and I've also put this same link in the description box below this video. This way you can go back and revise after the lesson. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button and then the bell notification box. This way you'll receive an email every time I upload a brand new lesson. So without further ado, let's get started now with mini course number 9. I'm going to begin by giving you the easiest way to talk about the future in Spanish, and that is by using I'm going to, which in Spanish is voy a. You can see it's two words, voy a, but you hear it contracted as voy a, voy a. So the sound is as though we had a B here, voy a, but of course the spelling in Spanish is with a V. So this voy a means I'm going to. Now after that, you simply tag on what any full verb you would like. So let's dive into how it works. What's the verb to call? Llamar. And how would you say to call him or to call her? Llamarle. Now, if we wanted to express I'm going to call him, then it would be voy a llamarle. Here we have I'm going to, followed by call, right? The full verb, and tagging on whatever pronoun you need to the end of it. So voy a llamarle would be I'm going to call him. So here we are expressing the future tense. How would you say I'm going to call him tomorrow? Voy a llamarle mañana. What about a longer one? I'm going to call him tomorrow because I need to know if he can do it for me. Voy a llamarle mañana porque necesito saber si puede hacerlo para mí. What's the verb to tell? Decir. And how would you say to tell him or to tell her? Decirle. Now try to say I'm going to tell her. Voy a decirle. Let's try a longer one again. I'm going to tell her that I can't be here tomorrow because I have to work. Voy a decirle que no puedo estar aquí mañana porque tengo que trabajar. What's the verb to see? Ver. Just as before with voy a, this V, you can imagine it being written as a B, ver, okay? Because this V has a strong B sound in Spanish. So ver means to see. How would you say I'm going to see? Voy a ver. Now try this one. I'm going to see if tomorrow I can do it for you because today I'm too busy. Notice that I've put the words tomorrow and today in places where they would sound most natural in Spanish. Voy a ver si mañana puedo hacerlo para ti, porque hoy estoy demasiado ocupado, or if you are female, you will say ocupada. Now, you can also use voy a in the middle of a sentence. For example, how would you say he doesn't want? No quiere. Now try this one. He doesn't want to tell me now, so I'm going to call him tonight. No quiere decirme ahora. Entonces voy a llamarle esta noche. The word for ready in Spanish is listo, listo. And to say it's ready would be está listo. Do you remember the verb to finish? Terminar reminds you of the word terminate. So terminar means to finish. Now let's try this one. I just finished it now, so I'm going to tell him that it's ready. Acabo de terminarlo ahora, entonces voy a decirle que está listo. What's the verb to ask? Preguntar. Now try to say, I don't know where it is, so I'm going to ask. No sé dónde está. Entonces voy a preguntar. I can't be here today, so I'm going to see if I can do it tomorrow. No puedo estar aquí hoy. Entonces, voy a ver si puedo hacerlo mañana. What's the verb to explain? Explicar. And what's the word for everything? Todo. Now try to say, I'm going to explain everything later. Voy a explicar todo más tarde. Let's work with some more examples. What's the word for soon? Pronto. How would you say, I'm going to do it soon? Voy a hacerlo pronto. How would you say to call you? Llamarte. I'm going to call you later. Voy a llamarte más tarde. The word for all day, do you remember what that was? Todo el día, literally all the day. Now try to say, I'm going to be here all day. Voy a estar aquí todo el día. Something we had in a previous mini course was this expression of I think that or I believe that. And this in Spanish would be creo que. Creo que. How would you say, I think that I'm going to be here all day? The reason that I have the word that in brackets is because in English we have the choice to put it in or to leave it out. Both ways sound correct. But in Spanish, whenever this word that is implied, regardless of whether you put it in or not in English, you must put it in Spanish. You always include it. So how would you say this in Spanish? Creo que voy a estar aquí todo el día. How do you say to buy it? Comprarlo. Now try to say, I'm going to buy it for her tomorrow. Voy a comprarlo para ella mañana. What's the verb to eat? Comer. How would you say, I'm going to eat tacos again tomorrow? Voy a comer tacos otra vez mañana. Hopefully you remember the word for again, otra vez, literally meaning another time. Try this one. I'm going to tell her later. Voy a decirle más tarde. How would you say, I think I'm going to tell her later? Creo que voy a decirle más tarde. What's the verb to arrive? Llegar. How would you say, I'm going to arrive tomorrow? Voy a llegar mañana. The word for late in Spanish is tarde. Tarde. This is why later we have más tarde, meaning more late. But just late on its own is tarde. Now, I wonder if you can say, I'm going to arrive late tomorrow. Voy a llegar tarde mañana. To say with them would be con ellos. Con ellos. How would you say, I'm going to arrive with them tomorrow? Voy a llegar con ellos mañana. What about, I'm going to have dinner with them tonight? Voy a cenar con ellos esta noche. Try this one. I'm going to see if I can speak with her again tomorrow. Voy a ver si puedo hablar con ella otra vez mañana. Let's turn it around now. If voy a means I'm going to, how would you say I'm not going to? No voy a. I'm not going to do it. No voy a hacerlo. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. No voy a estar aquí mañana. I'm not going to go out with them tonight. No voy a salir con ellos esta noche. I'm not going to work tomorrow. No voy a trabajar mañana. What's the verb to wait? Esperar. How would you say, I'm not going to wait here? No voy a esperar aquí. I'm not going to wait here all day. No voy a esperar aquí todo el día. What about this one? I'm not going to wait here all day because I have to go out later. No voy a esperar aquí todo el día porque tengo que salir más tarde. How would you say, I'm not going to tell her the truth. No voy a decirle la verdad. What's the verb to arrive? Llegar. How would you say to arrive late? Llegar tarde. To say on time would be a tiempo. A tiempo. Now try to say, I'm not going to arrive on time. No voy a llegar a tiempo. I want to arrive on time. Quiero llegar a tiempo. I just arrived on time. Acabo de llegar a tiempo. I should arrive on time. Debería llegar a tiempo. I think I should arrive on time. Creo que debería llegar a tiempo. What about this one? Today, I have to arrive on time. It's very important. Hoy tengo que llegar a tiempo. Es muy importante. One last one. How would you say, I don't want to arrive late. I want to arrive on time. No quiero llegar tarde. Quiero llegar a tiempo. Let's try a new verb now. In fact, this verb is to try. There are a few options in Spanish, but the one we'll go for right now is intentar. We have 3 syllables. In, ten, tar. Intentar means to try. How would you say, I'm going to try? Voy a intentar. What about, I'm going to try it? Voy a intentarlo. Here we have the verb to try, intentar, with the it hooked on the end, intentarlo. How would you say, I'm going to try it again later? Voy a intentarlo otra vez más tarde. I'm not going to try it again. No voy a intentarlo otra vez. The word for difficult in Spanish is difícil. We have 3 syllables. Di, fi, sil. Notice we have an accent over the I. This is where the stress comes. Difícil. To say it's difficult would be es difícil. How would you say it's not difficult? No es difícil. What about it's too difficult? Es demasiado difícil. How would you say, I'm not going to try it again because it's too difficult for me? No voy a intentarlo otra vez porque es demasiado difícil para mí. There's something I call verb stacking in Spanish, where you have 3 verbs in a row. First of all, I wonder if you can remember the verb for to be able to. Poder. So poder means to be able to. All of that contained in poder. How would you say, I'm going to be able to? Voy a poder. Now, how would you say, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it? No sé si voy a poder hacerlo. Here we have I don't know, and the word for if is si. I'm going to be able to do it. See the three verbs stacked. Here's one, here's two, and here's three. What about this one? I don't know if I'm going to be able to wait here all day. No sé si voy a poder esperar aquí todo el día. Here's our three verbs again. 1, 2, and 3. Lastly, try this one. I want to try to do it again. Quiero intentar hacerlo otra vez. This is verb stacking, where we have three verbs in a row. Knowing how to be polite in Spanish or in any language can really make life a lot easier. So we're going to examine some ways that we can be polite in our everyday conversations in Spanish. The first thing we'll look at is expressing thanks for, which in Spanish is always gracias por. It's never para, it's always gracias por, and then you tag on whatever verb you want to use. So, for example, how would you say to do it? Hacerlo. Now to express thanks for doing it, it would simply be gracias por hacerlo. How would you say thanks for doing it today? Gracias por hacerlo hoy. Thanks for calling me yesterday. Gracias por llamarme ayer. How do you say to be here? Estar aquí. Now try to say, thanks for being here with me. Gracias por estar aquí conmigo. The verb to come is venir, venir. Once again, we have a sound that looks like this, venir, but it's written with a V in Spanish. How would you say, thanks for coming here today? Gracias por venir aquí hoy. How do you say to tell me? Decirme. Thank you for telling me the truth. Gracias por decirme la verdad. What's the verb to try? Intentar. Thanks for trying. Gracias por intentar. The verb to visit looks very similar in Spanish. It's visitar. We have visitar. Visitar is to visit. How would you say, thanks for visiting? Gracias por visitar. How would you say, thanks for visiting me? Gracias por visitarme. Here we have the me tagged on again to the end of the verb. Visitarme. What about this one? Thanks for visiting me. I'm going to call you later. Gracias por visitarme. Voy a llamarte más tarde. What's the word for everything? Todo. How would you say, thanks for everything? Gracias por todo. How do you say on time? A tiempo. Thanks for arriving on time. Gracias por llegar a tiempo. What's the word for nothing? Nada. How would you say, thanks for nothing? Gracias por nada. Something we can tag onto that would be I appreciate it, which again looks very similar in Spanish. It's lo aprecio. Literally it, I appreciate. So we have lo and then aprecio. I appreciate it. Lo aprecio. How would you say thank you? I appreciate it. Gracias. Lo aprecio. To say I really appreciate it or I appreciate it a lot is the same in Spanish. It's simply lo aprecio mucho. How would you say, thanks for doing it for me today. I really appreciate it. Gracias por hacerlo para mí hoy. Lo aprecio mucho. Thanks for calling me today. I appreciate it a lot. Gracias por llamarme hoy. Lo aprecio mucho. How would you say, thanks for speaking with me? Gracias por hablar conmigo. Thanks for waiting. I appreciate it. Gracias por esperar. Lo aprecio. The word for help in Spanish is ayuda. So we have I, you, da. Ayuda. In fact, in some countries, you'll hear this more like a J. They'll pronounce it as ayuda. But where I am, they say ayuda, ayuda. And this is a noun because you can say the help. For example, thanks for the help. And the help would be la ayuda, la ayuda. How would you say, thanks for the help today? Gracias por la ayuda hoy. I appreciate it a lot. Lo aprecio mucho. What about saying, I need help? Necesito ayuda. I need help, please. Necesito ayuda, por favor. Now we can also say to help, right, as a verb. This would be ayudar. Again, we have I, you, dar. Ayudar means to help. How would you say to help me? Ayudarme. Once again, we just take ayudar and you tag on the me. So ayudarme means to help me. Now try to say, thanks for helping me today. Gracias por ayudarme hoy. Thanks for helping me yesterday. I appreciate it a lot. Gracias por ayudarme ayer. Lo aprecio mucho. There is an important question which can be very useful to have. First of all, I'd like you to try to remember the word for someone. Alguien. Now, how would you say someone can help me? Alguien puede ayudarme. How would you turn that into a question now and say, can someone help me? Alguien puede ayudarme. Again, it's the same as the statement. We just use the intonation of our voice to turn it into that important question. ¿Alguien puede ayudarme? What about, can someone help me, please? ¿Alguien puede ayudarme, por favor? Let's finish off with this. If to help me is ayudarme, how would you say to help you? Ayudarte. Now try to say, I'm going to help you. Voy a ayudarte. I'm going to help you later. Voy a ayudarte más tarde. How would you say, I would like to help you later? Me gustaría ayudarte más tarde. Finally, how would you say, I'm going to see if I can help you later? Voy a ver si puedo ayudarte más tarde. Well done to everyone who has reached this point in the video and completed mini course number 9. I really do enjoy reading your comments and finding out just how much these mini courses are helping you all with your Spanish. For those of you who are ready to take the plunge and go into full conversational fluency in Spanish, my main course is available for you. It's done in the same style as these mini courses, giving you a very simple, direct path to conversational fluency. There's no grammar, no writing down, and no memorization either. So you get access to the full course as well as one-to-one access to me to personally help you through it. So I look forward to meeting you inside the members area, and I'll see you all in my next video.